All right, so I want to introduce you to Ben Franklin, and everybody knows who he is. Everybody who's held a $100 bill knows that he's one of the presidents of the United States, right? No, he was never president of the United States. That was a trick question, and I even anyway, it's a trick question. He is not president of the United States. As a matter of fact, well, he was a dignitary. He was an ambassador to France. Another quick thing about him, he learned 5 languages. So I'm not saying he spoke 5 languages. As a matter of fact, his French was supposedly atrocious. It was very, I mean, even though he was an ambassador in France, he was just, it wasn't great. And I can understand that too, because the languages I know, I can get a little bit of them, but other than that, I'll end up butchering it. And I think a lot of people, to be successful at any language, you have to practice it and speak it, and you almost need to really be immersed in it. And I'm not trying to make a commercial for anything, but I'm going to show you what I pulled up real quick and get this agenda off of here. Look, I got the little scrolly color wheel again. I have no clue what's going on with our time period, but anyway, what you see is the electric Ben Franklin. I pulled this up from ushistory.org, and I'll put the link up for this in one of our assignments. But this is just a quick thing about him. Our book does something too, but not quite as much as what this one does here, and it is pretty quick. The thing that I want to bring attention to you is that he's a dropout. He dropped out of school. He was 12 years old when he started working for his brother in the print shop. So 12 years old. So did I say that right? However, Josiah, let's see. Okay, Josiah, I'm sorry. His father wanted him to be a preacher, go into the clergy. But he couldn't afford to send his school. He can only afford to send his son to school for 1 year. And then after that, Benjamin became an apprentice to his brother James. So I did want to say that. So when he was 15, which was pretty interesting, and I'm just putting that up. I hate these ads. Daggone it. All right. At 15, as an apprentice with his brother, he wanted to write. He said, you know what, I just want to write. But apprentice, that all they need to do is learn how to print and do things and set the type and just do it. But he really wanted to write. He took the name of what's her name? Dogood. Where is it? Silence Dogood, and which was a character, or not a character. It was referenced in the movie National Treasure with Nick Cage. Just FYI. But anyway, Silence Dogood was a fictional character he made up, and he wrote 14 letters. And after that, he said, "Oh wait a minute, it was me." But these letters to the editor type thing, they were everybody liked them. I'm going to go just use the text evidence. Silence Dogood was filled with advice and very critical of the world around her, particularly concerning the issue of how women were treated. This is in early 1700s. So think about that, right? So here's this guy at 15 years old, and he's recognizing that women were mistreated or not treated fairly or equally. So Ben would sneak the letters under the print shop door at night, and so began his writing career. So, and he also wrote other things. Poor Richard's Almanac is one of the big things that we're kind of familiar with. He came up with sayings. There was a saying called "good fences make good neighbors." That comes from Ben Franklin's saying, "good hedges make good neighbors." So hedges, fence, hedge, fence. So he also said that, company and fish smell after 3 days. So figure that one out for yourself. Anyway, the Franklins found themselves in trouble. I mean, this is just a real big, huge excerpt. I just want to pull attention to Escape to Philadelphia, and it's in here. He ran away. And they begin this paragraph with running away was illegal. In early America, people all had to have a place in society, and runaways did not fit in anywhere. Regardless, Ben took a boat to New York, where he hoped to find work as a printer. He didn't, and he walked across New Jersey, finally arriving in Philadelphia via a boat ride. So he used his last money to buy some rolls, and it was 2 rolls of bread. He talks about that in his autobiography. He actually gave one of those away. So he also met his future wife. So anyway, he found work as a printer. He became very popular. In 1728, Benjamin fathered a child named William, the mother of whom is not known. Not Miss Reed. So he did father that child out of wedlock, and he wasn't married at the time. So think about that too. So I will say that when he was in France, it was known that he ran with the ladies a little bit. So kind of one of those things. He was a ladies' man, and that's going to come in later, a little bit later, come into play when we talk about his virtues and his wanting to obtain some of these virtues. But I'll put this link up, and it's pretty interesting. We know him for capturing electricity, the kite, the jar, the key. Sorry, I wish I had some water right now. But did you know that he also did bifocals? He invented bifocals. There's a couple of listings here. Let's see. The glass harmonica. He invented a heat-efficient stove called the Franklin stove, and I think versions of that Franklin stove are still used today as wood heaters in houses. So very efficient. See, bifocals is up there. Political scene. I mean, you can scroll through this, but it's not the pursuit of all these things that I want to bring attention to. I just want to tell you that he's self-taught, that he read books on his own, that he did this on his own. He dropped out of school at 12. And how he became successful was through his own drive, working hard and wanting to know more.
He also did the kind experiment which led to the invention of the lightning rod.
The cat experiment?
The kite experiment.
Kite experiment. Yeah, that's where I talk about capturing electricity. Right, but yeah, because it did lead to putting lightning rods on houses, because he realized that he could push the electricity, or at least channel the electricity away from homes by doing that. That was a good point. So anyway, that's our introduction to him, and well, that's pretty much it. Sorry, I'm gonna end the broadcast because right now I'm having trouble talking, and I'm gonna find some water.